Yo. What up? What up? What up? What up? What is good? Drop the likes, drop the likes, drop the likes. Arthur Lee Allen is not the Zodiac. Slippy, what's up? Dark Side, what's good? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Not going to be any trolls in here. We got this environment controlled. Look at that. I had the 31 hoodie. I mean, who's going to have the 31 hoodie other than me? Everybody flip on over. Let's see what we're talking about here. It's so apparently I can only do members only streams. I was hoping I'd be able to do subscribers only, but I guess the only subscriber toggle is subscriber only chat. What's up, Cheryl? I mean, I can talk about the movies, but we can talk about whatever. There's a couple of interesting discussions going on over the Facebook. I can do some commentary on those. I'm arguing with people about Arthur Lee Allen not being the Zodiac. Just mostly because Arthur Lee Allen's not the Zodiac. I'm sure you could weigh in on that. That'd be a good question for Cheryl. Does Arthur Lee Allen's profile or personality, psychological profile match the Zodiac's? Somebody just made a funny ass comment on that thread. Anyway, guys, yeah, and I took a massive rip at 420. So if I'm not all the way dialed, yeah, right there we go. How do I get? Can I put this up on the boom? Pin message. I'm doing this through what's it called? YouTube. That pinned it, but I don't know if there's a way I can display it on the screen the way we do with the other thing. Anyway, I pretty much only have my salt lamp on. That's why I kind of got this red hue. 31 I crowdfunded. So Lou plays Psycho Head in that crazy movie. Light is crap in here, but Rob Zombie actually autographed my copy from the crowdfund. And then when you go to the Blu-ray menu, it's that dwarf dude. He's like a Nazi dwarf. His name is Sickhead. He's the first of the guys that pretty much hunt people down. Yeah, right. I mean, it's a little bit insane because like Arthur Lee Allen like gets, you know what I mean? Like Zodiac shoots 2 people, comes back and shoots 2 more. Yeah, 31 was crowdfunded, bro. Zodiac shoots 2 people, comes back and shoots 2 more, comes back and stabs 2 people, then shoots 1 guy, and is careful enough to get through that stuff. But Arthur Lee Allen touches little boys in his neighborhood, and he gets pretty much like committed for that. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem like a Zodiac thing to do for me. Now, if someone like shot up a bank or blew up a building or something, I could say like that could be Zodiac-esque, but not on that level. Yeah, 31 was crowdfunded Slipknot by Rob Zombie. There was actually another movie from Neil Blomkamp, who's the director of District 9 and Elysium, and what else did he do? A few other things, Chappie and a few other things. He was going to crowdfund a movie called Firebase, which was absolutely insane. It's actually a short film It's on Netflix and it's on YouTube, but check that out. It's like a sci-fi twist on Vietnam, but it's called Firebase, and I was going to crowdfund that one too, but Neil didn't end up doing that, or a bunch of people threw down money and then he canceled it, and I think just refunded everybody. But 31 was the one crowdfunded Rob Zombie movie. The other character Lou plays is Adam Banjo in Devil's Rejects. That's when it shows that band staying at the hotel, the Banjo and Sullivan. And they like got their wives and stuff, and then the Fireflies pop up on them. First it's Baby and Otis, and then it's Captain Spaulding shows up. You know what I mean? His car runs out of gas. So that's Lou's scene in Devil's Rejects, and it's absolutely insane. Just has like a basically a bunch of Otis kills and kind of moves on, keeps it moving. He's also he's not sure of his character name in Halloween, but anyway, there's the Rob Zombie 2007 Halloween remake, and as you guys know, I'm like the least remake guy ever, but Rob Zombie is the guy you want to make a remake, right? If you get to do that. So I think those are the big three that we were going to be talking: 31, Devil's Rejects, and Halloween. But he's also in like The Walking Dead. I mean, if you guys want to talk The Walking Dead, I'm cool too. I was super like into it when it first dropped, and then it kind of just kept on going. I mean, even by the time they brought Jeffrey Dean Morgan in, that kind of like kept it going for a little while longer, but it kind of burned out. How many of you guys have seen The Walking Dead or were fans of it? If this gets demonetized, I'll just delete it. I don't know if you guys are jammed up or if it's just not showing it to me, so I'm going to chill for a minute and go back to reading these Facebooks. There's actually some funny things happening on here. I was going to ask him about voice acting because I've played like a few of the games he's been in. Killzone 3. I believe he was in Mafia 3. I played Mafia 1. Those games are actually sick. I don't know if it's just not showing me the chat here or if you guys are just quiet. I'll check on my phone. What up, Ricky? We got a little jammed up on the show. Forgot what I was going to look at. Wait a minute. Yeah, here it is. I can't click it on my phone, so I'm just going to see what you guys are saying there. What up, Ricky boy? Check out Firebase, dude. Firebase is sick. I think there's just a crazy delay because that was like a 1 to 2 minute delay. So I'm finna read Facebook in between because I'm arguing about some suspects on here. What are we talking about? I know he's in Lone Ranger, so I haven't seen that one yet. I got it on my list. I was going to ask about his scene with Danny Trejo. His scene in Halloween has Danny Trejo in it. Danny Trejo is a national treasure. He's the GOAT. Goddamn, this hoodie is toasty. Whew. Get your PX merch on the stove. I don't know where my hoodie's at. I guess since I run the channel, they're like, hey, we'll send him his hoodie last. As if that makes any sense. see what we got here. I haven't really seen much of the newer stuff, to be honest with you guys, but tell you what I do know about. Dun, 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 dun. Once upon a time in Hollywood, Land Pirate Lou, a limited edition VHS. Oh, I saw this, dude. Yeah, I heard about that. No, I definitely want to see that, dude. Yeah, I saw that. Nice, brother. Send me those links, Rick. I'll get them. I'll reshare them to my channel and I'll put them in the playlist. I have a playlist for all the interviews with me. Yeah. I was telling Wall Street about those VHSs. That's gonna be crazy. I'll definitely cop one of those for my collection. I probably have some things I haven't showed you guys honestly before back here in the treasure vault. I don't know if I showed this, maybe I showed this in the They Live review. Can't remember if I did or not. That's the NECA John Nada Roddy Piper. Oh yeah, brother, that's the cream of the crop. And then right next to that, I probably definitely showed this in the They Live review. Piper signed, silver ink, all out of bubble gum. 2 Ross, no bubble gum, Rowdy Piper. Rowdy Roddy. He signs at Rowdy Roddy. I want this buried in my fucking tombstone. All right. Who'd I miss? What up? Yes, what up, Zach? I'm gonna definitely buy that shit. Yeah, so I just saw Vincent's post, Zach, about falsifying a palm print. The likelihood of that happening, I'm going to go with less than 1% on that one. I'll give him a response later. But yeah, ideally, I'd pretty much never seeing that happen, like basically ever. Get gas and chew bubble gum. I am all out of... Oh, yeah, okay, let's get into that. It's because I think it's... You wrote Kozinski, but I think it's Kosminski. Who would you sit next to? Piper? Hell yeah, he's pretty nice. He's the GOAT. What the hell? There was 500 copies of White They Live. They sold out. They won't buy. Expected them to sell out in minutes. They sold out within 1.5 days. But then again, maybe there are people hesitant to start collecting VHS again. Yeah, I know. That's awesome, Cheryl. You gotta come tell that story on air. So I met him when he signed that Blu-ray, obviously. That's incredible. Ooh. Is Kosminski Jack the Ripper? No. So we've never talked Jack the Ripper. I should have jumped in one of those shows with Ned and Jerome when they were doing them. So is Kosminski Jack the Ripper? Absolutely not. And a matter of fact, that a-hole who keeps doing interviews about that shawl that he says is Jack the Ripper's because they tested it and has Kosminski's DNA. Maybe Kosminski touched that, or maybe that's real DNA sample. I don't know, but no. That 100% match, dude, is baloney. And also, if he thinks that that's the DNA, why is he touching the shawl with his bare hands on the news? Like this, I got Jack the Ripper's DNA all over this, but he's like literally contaminating it before your eyes. It's highly unlikely. But no. I have my own suspect for Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper is Uncle Jack. Everybody knows that. But I mean, Leachmere, he's good for that one because he's standing right over the girl. I think it's not the second Jack the Ripper canonical. I mean, he's standing right over her. Another guy walks up. He says he found her like that. So, I mean, I could see Leachmere in the mix because he's on the scene, I don't think it's Kosminski. I mean, Kosminski's in that original report, right? So, nah. What up, Ricky? I mean, even if it's blood from Aaron, though, I don't know. I mean, couldn't Aaron have just bled on that shawl at one point? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't really... It's not really a smoking gun for Jack the Ripper. You did not control the Zodiac spirit, Zach. You were. Yeah. Yeah, see, I just don't think that Jack the Ripper is any kind of person that got locked up. You know what I mean? I think he would have broke. You know, I mean, there's so many theories about that because there's those couple non-canonicals, and then you know that it was the gangs, that it was those gangs going around robbing the ladies working in the evening. Um, yeah, Fight Club is legendary. Yeah, we got. I was thinking Wall Street. I don't have the Fight Club review up here. All me and Mac did was the graphic novel. So we should, yeah, we should definitely get Fight Club 1 going if you want to jump on Wall Street. But yeah, Zach, dude, Arthur Lee Allen, no, man, no, that's like going to a JFK assassination group and being like, hey, does anybody think Oswald did it? You know what I mean? That's the equivalent of bringing us Arthur Lee Allen in the Zodiac community. I mean, it's not impossible, but I mean, it's just pretty low priority. We did Slipknot. We did the Fight Club 2, I think. We did I have the graphic novels. So after the first movie, Chuck P writes the graphic novel 2 and the graphic novel 3. So we did Fight Club 2, and then Mac never came on for Fight Club 3, but we need to do Fight Club 1. Fight Club. The first rule of Zodiac is you do not talk about Arthur Lee Allen being the Zodiac. Have you ever done any streams about Fight Club? 100%. Aaron was seen at one of the murders. I mean, Leechmere was seen at one of the murders too, though. So, I mean, Fight Club's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot about. See, I'm not a ripperologist, but there's a lot about that. The letters being fabricated by the media, because you know, if you watch me and Ned's episode about Jack the Ripper influence on Zodiac, the newspapers went through the roof during the Jack the Ripper crimes, and obviously Horan's argument is that, you know, the modern newspaper created, you know, Jack the Ripper, and not Jack the Ripper, Zodiac, for the same purpose. But I mean, it's a lot more plausible because there was nothing going on in 1898, you know, in terms of, it's not like people had internet or TV, so they were just buying newspapers. Yeah, we could do Fight Club 1. I'm down. So it's a classic. So much to unpack, and of course, I mean, you want to talk Fincher? I mean, Fight Club, Zodiac. I mean, again, Zodiac is not. It's not perfect in terms of the Zodiac crimes. I think there's just too much to cover in one movie, but it's essentially a perfect film in terms of filmmaking. Oops, my bad, Jay. Yeah, I'll get back to Cooper. So I started reading, what is his name's book? Marty Andrade. I started reading his book, and I'm like mostly done, but I just got jammed up, and I stopped up. I was going to hit up him and bring him on and do kind of his theory with the pilot data. So yeah, I know I kind of fell off on the Cooper Chronicles. It's my bad, but I'll get back on the horse. I mean, it's probably not anything I'm going to stay on full time, but I mean, I was thinking about doing it like around November, every November, doing like 1 or 2 Cooper shows, and maybe do like a one-off for Yuba County 5. But yeah, Nikki's always down. I could do like a power panel with him and Chris Brower. He's really good. Bring Martin Andrade on, maybe bring Bruce Smith on if Bruce is still doing his thing, which last I heard he is. Thought we were talking about how Al OA was for sure. Definitely. So you keep saying RH Hill, bro. I'm pretty sure it's isn't it LD Hill or RD Hill or something? I don't know if you're trolling or DB Cooper could have been created to change the aviation laws. Yeah, I mean, that's in the mix. I don't think that's very high on the list, but it's in the mix. So yeah, no, I mean, the print, I agree. It's not concrete, but like, it's most likely the Zodiacs. He was the only touching the whole thing about it being the Robbins kids, you know, the newer Robbins kid's dad, or the original Robbins kid, going there and touching Paul Stein's bloody head and then touching the cab before Palisetti stops him. It just seems like No, it's not possible, but it seems like very low probability of that happening. You know what I mean? Granted, Palace City did go down the other way down Jackson, so I mean maybe it's like possible it happened after that. But I mean the other thing to look into too is Shell Cavalier being right there with his dog. Kind of a weird place to be, and said he didn't hear that gunshot at all. That's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? That's at Presidio Heights. Yeah, Leachmere is good for the second one. I don't know if he's good for anything beyond that. I kind of think it's just maybe one of those old Royal Surgeons. Yeah, I love Fincher. Zodiac 1 to 10. Well, I got the 4K, so I want to give it a rewatch. That 4K Ultra Disc. I'd rate it pretty highly, dude. Like 8 at least. I mean, if you watch the bonus footage, Hartnell says that like what he saw when Zodiac was stabbing Cecilia in that scene that Fincher made, Hartnell said that's exactly what he saw. I mean, it's pretty difficult to create something that realistic, especially something like that happening, which is like a uber surreal scenario. Wow, you should watch Zodiac, dude. It's long, but it's fire. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a play-by-play of the actual like Yeah, I know that's what Zach was going on about, Drew, but I kind of hate Alan for the lurker. I mean, the descriptions are like nothing like Alan. It's like 200 to 225 built and muscular, which is not Alan. He's more like round and chunkier. And the haircut, Drew, you know what I mean? Like that guy had slicked back, slick to the side hair. You know what I mean? Plus, I don't know. I generally think the lurker is probably like a random person that just, I mean, I know it's weird that it's on that day and it's at that moment, but that's it. They're either a random person or they're an accomplice, like Drew was saying. Maybe like a lookout, you know what I mean? But like, because I don't really think that was Zodiac, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I guess it could be Zodiac, you know what I mean? But like, it just doesn't really seem like it. I mean, okay, we can break down the accuracy. Like, there's things that are super accurate. The way the victims are dressed and the cars and how all the crime scenes look is like as accurate as it's going to get. They did skip Lake Herman Road though, which I thought was a bad choice because like if you don't know the Zodiac crimes and you throw that movie on, you're like, oh, it started July 4th, 1969. You know what I mean? Which is obviously not the case. And then it just doubles down too much on following Graysmith around after that, like looking, following Alan around, basically tracking Alan, and then just kind of spends too much time on it. It would have been cool if they would have like looked at more suspects, like if they could have like debunked like Kane and you know what I mean, Gaikowski and stuff. I mean, I guess they probably didn't know about Gaikowski back then, but nobody would guess those as suspects. A Zodiac could be a crazy suspect. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at on it. You know what I mean? And especially some guy like a merchant marine that like spends a bunch of time overseas and spends way less time in his hometown. That makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a good show. Go check out Horan on Crypt Rick. Myth of the Zodiac. I mean, if they collected those cigarettes, they'd certainly have a way, but you know what I mean? It would just depend if a hit came back on that DNA or not. But yeah, it's weird that it's the same day for sure. I mean, that's also not the only incident. That same day, Dr. Rayfield and his son see a guy walking the other way that kind of like gets weirded out by them because they have their rifles out hunting. And he bounces up the hill with his back turned to them. And law enforcement said that like they thought that was too far away to how far Zodiac could either like walk or drive. My problem with that is it was also on the same day. So I mean, you don't have one weirdo at the lurker. You actually have two weirdos or two lurkers. Which is weird. Kind of fell off. Where am I at? Yeah, no, I'm well aware why they didn't show it. I just mean in terms of a movie. I mean, the thing is, Lake Herman Road lasted like 5 minutes, and although you don't have a witness and the like watching it happen in real time, you do have people driving by within like a 4 to 5 minute window. So I mean, it would have been doable. It's a very small site. Oh yeah, DNA cleared Allen big time. Prints, palm print. I mean, the DNA is sus, as Drew will tell you, but Drew hates the wig theory. Drew hates the wig theory. Get him. Yeah, dude, left-handed. Terrible suspect for Lake Berryessa. Terrible. Gout in his feet. Yeah. Yeah, the Allen ambidextrous BS, even if he can write with both hands, no way he can stab somebody in the back with a giant blade. He would look like a fruit to do that with his offhand. And the wig just sucks all the way around. No point. It's just, why do we even have to go to a wig, Zach? How about like it's just another guy with long hair? Like, why is that so unrealistic? It's just another guy with long hair. We all know who Drew thinks it is. You know what I mean? He's got a great suspect for. Matter of fact, Drew, I'd go as far as to say I think you might have the best suspect for Lake Berryessa. I really do. Lurker aside, just with his background alone and the fact that you proved he had the long hair and all that stuff, it just Berryessa. I'd hate to say it, seems like Drew's theory. Sorry, everybody. Nothing has been cleared. Give it up. Give it up, Zach. It's done, bud. It's Oswald. You're Oswalding us. Face it. We went through the trouble of making that. Why would he put some shaggy hair in front, whoever it was? Yeah, no crap, Pixie. Because he didn't. It's a terrible idea. A wig would work everywhere else but Lake Berryessa. We can leave it at that. It's not. It's unrealistic to wear a wig at Lake Berryessa because you have a wig on, then you have a hood, and then you have your glasses, and then you have aviators clipped to the inside of the hood. So the likelihood that the wig is going to get clipped between those two pair of glasses across your eye holes, and then you can't see what the 6'7" Brian Hartnell is doing, and you're going to run the risk that he's going to slap your head off and take your 45, blow your head off with it in front of his friend. It's just too much. It's just too much. It's just a guy with long hair. Why does it have to be a wig? It's not Allen anyway. It's just a guy with long hair. Let's say it's a guy with long hair, and Drew has a suspect who could grow his hair long, and then Jess gets a haircut at Presidio Heights. It's no big deal, guys. Right? It's like opening bottles. There were wigs in Egyptian times. The wig can shift, exactly. Good stuff. Good stuff. Wigs are attached with two-sided tape. No, but he used cement glue on his fingers, Drew, because you know what I'm saying? He used cement glue on everything, so he cement glued the wig to his bald-ass head. Yeah, there's just a random open line pop-up. We have no agenda. I need to go watch UFC, though, guys, because I do want to see those fights. Do you think he moved to another country, any crimes in Canada or Mexico like that after that period? Meh. Even if he did, Jay, I would say that he's not the risk to go commit those kind of crimes in another country. You're going to have like Interpol after you. I mean, Zodiac's not on that level, dude. About Prince's death, there's a fully accepted it was just a drug overdose. I'm sure there's theories about it. Prince is rest in peace. If Hartnell made a play on the gun, game's over. First thing I would do is pull his hood over his eyes. Don's ears are probably poking out of the hood. He was 6'7". Yeah, Brian, ear cleavage. Literally the only thing I know about that case, Rick, is what that dude told us um, in your chat. But I do want to do a short on Pat Stay's killer, Zach. That kid is a piece of crap. Adam Joseph Drake, complete scumbag. He was stalking his wife and shit. I'd definitely do a short on that. That dude's a piece of trash. I'm just gonna stroke Drew. There's nothing to say about Alan due to FBI. So a 90%, like, so here's the problem with you guys' argument, Zach. I mean, I get you're new and everything, but like, he didn't match any of the forensics. Cool, take the forensics out. But then you guys are saying that, you know, Hartnell, Slate, and Slover, who all heard Zodiac's voice, said that it wasn't Alan's voice. So then you're saying that they don't count. And then you're saying that the Robbins kids who observed him for 15 to 20 minutes and Falk, who saw him on Jackson, then their descriptions aren't good either. So literally everything that discounts Alan, you guys are saying, well, the science isn't sound and the witness descriptions can't be right. You're just, every single thing that discounts him, you're literally saying, okay, but, you know, it could be Alan anyway. I mean, I think that's enough right there that Falk absolutely laughed off Alan and said that he was 100 pounds too heavy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically where it's at. I mean, you know, you could talk about even the Mike Michaud thing that people try to use and say that he pointed out Alan's picture out of a lineup and said like it was that guy, like that last scene in the movie. We all know, right? The kid that plays Michaud in the movie. That's not what he said. He said he had a round face like that guy. He essentially said he had a similar like profile kind of view to Alan. That's not enough to say that it was Alan. Yeah. What size shoe is Alan? He's not even a 10.5, is he? You know what I mean? I'm not going to glaze Drew, but I am going to pin this one because this is absolutely hilarious. I know it's like Graysmith Part 2 with you, Zach. It really is. It's like Graysmith Part 2 with you, bud. It really is. Like, I get it. Like, he wrote a 1985 book about Alan, and then they made a movie about Alan. I get it, dude. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to come Graysmith us all over again, at the very least, you need to read Drew's book. That's bare minimum. You got to read Drew's book. Robert D. Jr. Is that the guy who made the 71 whatever thing to try to catch Zodiac at the movie theater? Is he Robert D. Jr.? Tell me which guy that is. And then I'm going to give you guys 15, and then I'm going to go probably watch UFC. How's the Facebook arguments going, Zach? Are those threads still going? I was reading it earlier. That was absolutely hilarious. I think some people didn't get mad because they can't get me to say their suspect is Zodiac. My suspect, listen, if it's not Drew's, it's mine. What? How do you largely agree with him besides the conclusions made? That's Drew's whole theory. His whole theory is the conclusion. Robert Downey Jr. on that's so Robert plays Paul Avery, and I thought it was awesome. I love his performance. I mean, the ensemble cast: Jake Gyllenhaal, love or hate him, he plays an amazing Graysmith because Graysmith was obnoxious, and that's exactly how Gyllenhaal played him, right, Drew? And then RDJ is a sick Avery, you know, kind of before RDJ blows up. We already knew he was a legend, but he wasn't making like 40, 50 million Marvel money yet. And then, shut up, Pixie. You've never even watched the whole thing. You're on timeout. And then Mark Ruffalo's David Toshke. I thought Mark Ruffalo's Toshke was sick. He looked a lot like him. You know what I mean? I don't know if Ruffalo's Italian. Obviously, Toshke is. subscribe, join the Patreon. Yeah, so I still got to do the 10th victim. So I'm going to be doing that on Patreon. And then I'll be doing a couple more Most Dangerous Game adaptations. Yeah, the 60s score on Zodiac is crazy. I got the 4K Ultra Disc. I'm going to watch it soon. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, I'll fight on this, Pixie. I will fight on this. Yeah, Alan's kind of the suspect in the movie, but they also dick you around with Marshall and yeah, it's pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I mean, like I said, I don't like it's not perfect, but they, you know what? Towards like the end of the second to the third act, they just follow Graysmith too much. I would have preferred if it like followed Toschi and Armstrong, so you can see the police work and see the investigation. It would have been cool to have like a first person perspective of like, you know, SFPD and then maybe them working with like FBI and other stuff. You know what I mean? That would have been cool. I spilled some of my water. No, Pixie doesn't like it because I don't know. She just feels Graysmith when she's watching it. I feel her. But I mean, it's not as bad as like reading the book though, Pixie. You know what I mean? At least the movie keeps it moving, you know? One cool thing is, yeah, I mean, the Zodiac watch connection. I mean, Drew's book is obviously big on that. You know what I mean? I think there's probably something there. That's probably the best you could do with Alan Zach is at least you have the Zodiac watch. You can bust mine out. You guys are gonna be able to see that kind of fucking glare, and you can't read it at all. It's kind of blurry. It's yeah. Can't see it, but that's a Zodiac watch. That's the symbol. It's blurry, but you can kind of see the symbol. Yeah, that's just what I was that's what I was just getting to. So I was about to just say that actually. So they had 3 different actors play Zodiac to make up for the fact that witness descriptions differed, which it's definitely interesting. And also not to give like Zodiac credit for one actor. I bought it brand new. It's not like it's not a 60s edition, you know. I think what did Alan had the Seawolf, I think it was, wasn't it? And mine's not a Seawolf, it's something else. It's a Breitling. So it's a Movado. What's going on Facebook? People, so this the LD Hill crowd or whatever that guy's name is not too happy with me. It is what it is. Anyway, I mean, here's the thing. You know, it'd be great on the Facebook groups if people would just hit me up and you need to. I'm gonna buy it. I think your book is Zodiac Part 2, Zach. Is that correct? It's the follow-up to Graysmith, if I'm not mistaken. Where do I want to see the stuff? I mean, I don't. What is up there? What happened up there? I mean, Kathleen Johns is over by Modesto, and then in terms of like Johns, nothing is really known of her except where she disappears and then where her body's found. Yeah, I always wondered that, Jay. I always wondered that. You keep saying that, Zach. I'm 99% sure that they were calling him LD or something. You're obviously trolling them, and it is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is funny. Where were these guys? I don't know. Actually, you know what? I can't find it because I think they're just referring to him as hell. Either way, who cares? I mean, what puts Arthur Lee Allen higher than Lawrence Kane? You know what I mean? Richard Gaikowski. Like, please. That is funny though. My grandfather was in World War II in Okinawa, Pixie, and I won't say much more than that. We'll just say he's involved in the Sicilian Italian community, and that this Zodiac stuff wouldn't be the type of thing that, you know, anybody from my family would be involved in. It would be, yeah, they're more on the gambling side. I'll leave it at that. Dude, Alan had some rope at home. Thank you, Jay. Crushed it. He's probably Cooper too. Except bro would have strapped on that parachute and sank like a rock to the bottom of the Columbia. There we go. I'm sure we had some crossfire along the way, Pixie. UFC picks tonight. Let's peep the card. Who's on the co-main? And BKFC was kind of crazy this morning, guys. That main event, somebody got slept. Oh yeah, it's Jang and Suarez. I got Jang all day. Tafa, hasn't he had a rough run? Crute, hopefully Crute comes back. He had that bag leg break. And I don't know what time are the does it say what time? Prelims. Yeah, so prelims just started. Did Top Warrior's brother get washed? Oh, wow, they canceled the Wall Street. Did you see this? Crute and Top Warrior's fights are both canceled. These UFC cards fall apart at warp speed. Yeah, I guess so. Just tracking his movements. I mean, I guess ALA is a local. I'll allow it. Oh yeah, I think Cooper made it for sure, Jay. What you think he got jammed up on the landing or what? Or got tangled in his chute on the way down? That would be crazy. I think they would have found something though, man, because they found a lot of stuff out there. Got to be something left of him. The attaché case. Got to get our boy Nicky B back in here on Cooper. No. I've always been a Cooper made it. I've always been a Cooper made it. I mean, what got me in the Cooper game was Drew Beeson's book. Where's Drew's book? Come on, Drew. There it is, easily accessible. That's what got me into the Cooper. And if you know Drew's book, you know who he thinks it is. And Ted Braden lived. I'm a 75% Braden guy, 25% Milton. Yeah, if he was no pull, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure he pulled. Yeah, right. You don't plan all that and then not know how to pull a shoot. That would be crazy. If you can't be places near the phone booth of Vallejo where the call was made, well, yeah, that's pretty fair. Pretty fair. What about Morph suspect, Zach? Suspect McDuff. He lives right near the phone booth. Cooper for sure made it. Braden's a great suspect. Yeah, I mean, he's a little short, but I mean, no problem with some. I think everybody. Yeah. I'm cool with Voight though. Don't do that to him. I don't want him seeing things like that and getting the wrong idea. But that is funny though. Never bring up Post again though. Oh wait, Zach, I thought you were a Gary Francis Post guy. I put Zach somewhere between Gary Francis Post and oh god, who was that guy's name on the Hulu show? The dude that he ran off with that little girl, right? And did they arrest him for something? Damn, I forgot that guy's name. Oh, Van Best, Earl Van Best Jr. That's where you're at, Zach. Buy it. Let's go. Get the book going. Just as long as it's not Zodiac 3. Because I think one Unmasked is kind of 1.5 or 2. He had a lot of gear to take with him. What to do? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. The attaché case. All. I mean, yeah, okay. You can bury everything, but you need some of it for the getaway. Here's the thing, Zach. It wasn't a bank robbery. There was no reason to wear a wig at any of the Zodiac crimes, much less Berryessa. And then how does that account for having like a friggin' crew cut at Presidio Heights? Because he just wore a wig at all the other ones and then decided not to wear one in the fourth crime. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I like where GFP forever. I like where Morph went with the MacDuff thing. What it changed for me was like a younger age Zodiac, because like Hartnell said he had a younger voice. It's just interesting. No. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We are not doing Zodiac and Cooper. That's a no-no. Everyone knows that's not a thing. And Zodiac is just way too big to be Cooper. Like, Cooper's like a tall, skinny guy. There's nothing in shape about Zodiac. Blubbery idiot. Yeah, dude, same. I'm wearing a wig too. This is not my real hair. It's all fake. It's all CGI AI. Earl Van Best. The Z team. Yeah, I heard the thing about Hunt. That's interesting. Oh, you mean land at the Lake Berryessa? I mean, Horan harps on that. We could get into it, and sure, it's a weird thing to do. And Horan says like these guys have like these years and years of crime scene training and knowledge and stuff. But in a moment when you're trying to save two like dying college kids who got stabbed randomly for no reason, and one female that's bleeding out to death in the moment, I kind of just attribute it to like it was just chaos. You know what I mean? Like, they got down there, they found out there's two stabbing victims. They're trying to do the best they can to like save the girl. You know what I mean? So I think he just probably grabbed that stuff and moved it out of the way in a moment of like, you know what I mean, panic. But it's a strange thing to do, and I've always said that. But I mean, I don't know if I could read it anymore. Like he's trying to disturb the crime scene, because I don't know. Yeah, Burns was on the Cooper Chronicles. I mean, I guess. I mean, well, here's the thing. On the search, Jay, didn't they find like a small plane, and like I think they found like the leftover remains of like one or two women that were either kidnapped or missing, lost. So they found like 2 or 3 bodies. It just wasn't any Cooper. Yeah, that's kind of my thing, Rick. I mean, again, you could read it into it's the Zodiac case, right? You could go back and extrapolate everything every little person does. Like, remember that kid on the internet? Did you see Jay Foy, Zach? Jay Foy said his dad was Zodiac because of his grandfather, excuse me, was Zodiac because of the initials on the desk poem, and the desk poem was signed RH, right? So Richard Hoffman, and he was trying to say that guy was Zodiac. That's what people divert to. They say, well, it's definitely one of the cops at one of the Zodiac crime scenes. It's just like all of those little tropes like don't really make any sense. Like, it's just too easy to say, like, I would more believe that like Shel Quavale standing there with his dog at Presidio Heights is better than saying, well, Richard Hoffman was at the Blue Rock Springs crime scene or whatever, because he told that story in the documentary about like watching the string on the girl's blouse as she was trying to breathe, But that's obviously just a moment that stuck out to him because it was such a monumental thing going on. And mind you, this is before anybody knew this was the Zodiac, because it was before he took credit for it. Yeah, I know, dude. That's what I'm getting at. Like, so people divert back to like, it was Dennis Land, it was Richard Hoffman. Like, I'll tell you a secret, guys. I think it's probably none of those known cops who are at any of the Zodiac crime scenes. Could it be a totally random other like law enforcement officer? Yeah, I guess. But more likely I start to lean towards like Zodiac probably just wasn't one. Plus, with the type of two-way radio transmissions you could use back then, you could listen to the police transmissions anyway. So you didn't have to be a cop to have inside like where's Lundbad going? Where's Butterbuck going? You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to do that, you know? Oh, I know. That guy was so brutal. I would love to have him on to debate Hoffman as a viable suspect, but you know, none of those people come on my channel for obvious reasons, you know? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. The briefcase, the attaché case, and you have the little brown bag with him. Cooper had like 2 or 3 items. I mean, yeah, I guess, sure. Like, in the sense of Drew's theory that, yeah, Arthur Leigh at least spelled words wrong. And, you know, I think didn't he use the term trigger mech? So, like, there's a little bit there. In terms of Arthur Leigh Allen's diction, like vocabulary and his intentional misspellings, like I could never 100% write out the fact that Zodiac couldn't be someone who knew Allen, who knew who he was, saw him at IHOP or saw him at the pancake house or saw him around town. You know what I mean? Because it seems like more than anything, no, Zodiac didn't kill a cop. So he said that he shot a man in a car with a .38, and then Richard Radatich, the officer, uniformed officer, was shot, I guess, in his cruiser with a .38. But for one, we never have Zodiac using a .38 at a crime, and for two, actually, I don't know if the Radatich thing was solved. It was like some random guy. I forget now. I honestly don't really know what panned out. But I know that, like, he... you didn't get me. I know that, like, yeah. Anyway, I mean, what do you think about Donna Lass? Like, does that have a higher or lower probability? Kathleen Johns. It seems like if he's insinuating Sherry Jo Bates, he's insinuating. Why the hell I just said Bates? If he's insinuating Kathleen Johns, if he's insinuating Donna Lass, if he's insinuating Richard Radatich, it's Snoozy Furlong. You're ultimately going to come to a list that's longer than the victims in the Zodiac crimes themselves. So that just kind of leads you down to the pattern of like he's BSing. Yeah, Jay Forbes the worst, and I don't think he killed a cop. And I mean, yeah, just because Hoffman's movements are tracked, you have every moment from him going to the scene to the hospital. And I mean, yeah, you could track Allen a little bit, not exactly, but. Right, exactly. So yeah, I mean, that's why Drew's theory makes a lot of sense, because you know what I mean. It seems like someone that knew Allen. If that's all coincidental, then I don't know what to say. That'd be insane. Yeah, I don't know anything about Ed Edwards. Like when it comes to those other, like, you know, the Atlanta child murders and all that other BS, I know that's not the same thing. I just completely stopped paying attention. And Hodell is the Black Dahlia. I really don't think Zodiac is like responsible for any of those other like well-known cold cases. And Black Dahlia is like pretty old, right? That happens back in the day. The Texarkana Moonlight murders, that's interesting how close those are to the Zodiac crime. So I assume Zodiac must have known about the Tex Phantom. Super similar crimes. But other than that, other than like the Santa Rosa hitchhiker murders, you know, which is like right next door. Yeah, it could have been some kind of thing where like Zodiac was like killing like hitchhikers, because that'd be an easy thing to do, you know. I don't know. I don't think he wanted to like take the risk of like bringing a victim in his car and all that stuff, risking it could get linked back to him. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I think the ones that he claims to, for the most part, I mean, he has all that detail for Blue Rock Springs, and you know, a bit of detail there for Lake Herman Road. I mean, the counterpoint people bring up is like not so much detail on Lake Berryessa. Like I also killed those people in the North Bay area. Pretty like general vague comment, you know what I mean? He writes that long letter about Presidio Heights. I honestly don't believe most of that when he says he was hiding in the bushes and they brought the dogs and the cruisers by. Like, it's possible, but the way that he writes it, this is just my opinion now, the way he writes that story, like, the longer he goes, it just sounds like it's like like he ran away super fast, and then he was like, I'm gonna say that I stuck around and I noticed every detail. Like, what? Yeah, see, I was always thinking the same about Kane and Johns and Lass. I mean, honestly, Johns though could just be a totally random person. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and who knows with Lass. Zodiac and Son of Sam related. Well, I mean, it's super possible Berkowitz could be familiar with the Zodiac crimes. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. In terms of it being part of like the same crime organization or satanic, empire, we'd actually have to find something decent on it. I'd love to find it, but I just don't. As of now, I don't see it. And I'm just not sure to what degree Berkowitz was wrapped up in those kind of circles. It's difficult to say. Probably unlikely, but I read the Ultimate Evil. I couldn't even find the part that Maury Terry supposedly brought up Zodiac. I guess it's in one of the other versions I don't have or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think Golden State was a cop, but I mean, no, I personally don't think Zodiac was a cop. I mean, there was one point where I thought it was possible. Right now, I've kind of like leaned away from that. You know what I mean? Just there's no reason why Zodiac. Honestly, a cop should have better aim than Zodiac does. Just keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, if John set it up, Drew, that would be super interesting too. You know what I mean? I can't put it past that. I have no idea, but sure, it's possible. Like I was thinking it was just a random person, but like that's the other thing too. She burned her car because she supposedly wanted insurance money. Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, Zach. I mean, of course, sending in the piece of Paul Stein's shirt is undeniable because only the killer would have that. Yeah, definitely some odds. Yeah, right. 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible Cage forged a letter to cover up his crime. I mean, I think it's overall like unlikely because I still think like probably Joe Stephen Holt is probably the best suspect for last, or maybe Bundy. But then again, I don't know anything about Tahoe area crimes and the state line up there. Like how many serial killers were operating from the early to mid 70s. How many crimes were there? Was it like frequent or unfrequent? Yeah, I mean, so the idea of Zodiac, like as like not a reporter, but as like a journalist, has been floated. But I was a little weird with the in Zodiac when Gray Smith was like, "I'm a cartoon artist." Hey, maybe Zodiac's a cartoon artist. Like I've heard that argument from like people where they're like, "I'm in this field or career," so like they start researching. They're like, "Hey, maybe Zodiac had the same career as me." It just like, and it's possible, but it's again unlikely. Yeah, he's kind of wannabe-ish. I could agree with that. A serial arsonist? Yeah, I mean, so Mr. JSV, like Berkowitz did that same thing. He was an auxiliary fire responder, and he worked with like three or four other guys that went into the force. I believe what's that place called? Something City. And the guys he was with, they all ended up like being cops in the force, but they eventually like found out Berkowitz was the guy like lighting the fires, and then he was showing up like trying to like put them out like the hero. You know what I mean? Zodiac is a Democrat. No, he's a hardcore right winger. Cops love the Mikado. I mean, you got to look into what Grinnell did on the Sierra Club card. I mean, he talked about it a couple times on the show. I mean, Grinnell crushed it. Yeah, there you go. I see that, Pixie. I see you there. Reporters like that Gyllenhaal movie Nightcrawler, right? He was like going to the crime scenes before the police and stuff. Yeah, no, like McCoy searched for himself. Yeah, I find it a little unlikely of Zodiac searching for himself, but I see what you're getting at. Of course, Drew's theory that Zodiac, like, wants to stay a part of the investigation. All right, guys, I'm out. I'm gonna watch some UFC. Get some merch on the spring, t-shirts, hoodies, and beer glasses, and dog tags and all that fire. Yeah, jump on the Patreon. I'm gonna do, what's that movie called? The 11th Victim, the 10th Victim, and then I'm gonna do the remaining Most Dangerous Game adaptations. Eventually, I will get to the Zodiac movies on Paradigm Review Show and do like Badlands and all that stuff. We could talk a little Badlands card and get that going, and then I'll pull some Zodiac guests in soon. I've just been busy, guys. It's tough trying to get everything done. You know what I mean? Let's see what I miss. Yeah, I mean, GSK wore wigs. I mean, it's good. It's not. Peace out, Rick. Oh yeah, Rick is joining us for Boondock Saints for the St. Patty's show. That's gonna be sick. Yeah, let us know how Tahoe goes, Pixie. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Peace out, Zach. Thanks for coming through. I'm gonna buy that book, buddy. Get that Zodiac 3 coming out soon, right? Featuring your pen name is gonna be R.H. Hill, R.D. Hill. All right, guys. Yeah, next week we're doing, what's today? Next week we're doing Sanjuro. We're going to try to reschedule the actor interview. Next week we're doing Sanjuro. And then last show of February is Falling Down. We'll see what pops for that. So thanks for everybody coming through, just testing stuff out. I really wish I could just make some stuff like subscribers only so I could just lock in for you guys. But who knows? I might delete this one, see how cute I feel. We're out. UFC, DDP tonight. Peace. Hit me up. Do I even know how to log out of this thing? There it is. So like, sub, share. We're out. Zodiac Files. What episode am I on? 5 and 6 coming soon. And if you join a membership, you're going to get early access to Zodiac Files episode 5 and 6 coming 2025. We're out. Shout out to Pixie and everybody who came through in the chat.